Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wind Down Wednesday, but we're not really winding down today. We having a discussion. Listen, when I tell y'all I've been hype about this all afternoon, I have been hype. I've been excited. I've had so many thoughts about this live today. As you guys seen, the the subject was how much does that thing weigh, right? So I'm gonna take a minute. I'm just gonna talk to y'all about what's been going on in my life for a minute. Listen, this is one of those ones. Okay, this is one of them lives that you don't want to miss. So if you have some people that, because what we're gonna talk about is unforgiveness. Okay, so um at some people, bring them into this call because when I tell you guys, like I uncovered some stuff, even myself today, and I really, really, really want to share it. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes. I'm just gonna talk. I'm probably gonna give it like 30 seconds because we got to get to it. I don't try to keep y'all long. Um, so as y'all know, I'm not in my regular spot, hence Coach in the City. I'm everywhere. But still, one of the best things about technology is I could pop up and come to you guys wherever I am. So, as always, I'm about to go on to my actual. I have my laptop up, and just so I can see some comments here. So if you didn't register to where you can leave a comment and I can see it that way, I can see it on my other device so that I can recognize it and then we could talk about it. So where we are. So here we go, right? Is it 10 pounds or is it a ton? All right. So this morning I got up and as I was doing my devotional, because I always tell y'all how I got here. As I was doing my devotional, um, one of the things that came up was unforgiveness. And if anybody knows me, if you've been following me, I think that'll be the one thing probably when I die and go to the pearly gates, God might really have to look over look over his record and he gonna be like, because I struggle with it. I struggle with unforgiveness. That's my thing. That's why I said, how much does that thing weigh? And unforgiveness is my thing. Um, so I'd always do definitions. So I looked up the definition just so I could kind of give you guys a reference point. And so I'm saying this is the power of unforgiveness, right? Because we think, so many other things are powerful, but unforgiveness holds so much power over you. It holds a lot of power over me as well, but it holds a lot. So the definition of unforgiveness is when you are unwilling or unable to forgive someone for hurting, betraying, breaking your trust, or breaking your trust or causing intense emotional pain. So that's just the regular definition for it. So I also did a cross reference and looked up what how the Bible defines unforgiveness. So the Bible defines unforgiveness as a state of emotional or mental distress. Um, yeah, state of emotional or mental distress, and the characteristics of it is indignation, bitterness, and a demand for punishment or restitution. Right. So initially when I was thinking about it, I initially had actually a couple of people in mind. I had a couple of people in mind. But then after doing looking at the actual definitions, I realized some people didn't hurt me, so I wouldn't have a reason to forgive them. Am I disappointed in their actions? Yes. Right? Okay. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. So here's the gist. The power of, and I just always have to paint a picture, right? So I wanted to paint a picture of how unforgiveness can take its toll. So here we are. I'm gonna stand up. Um, I have this bag. The bag actually says balance, right? But inside of that bag, I have a 5-pound bag of potatoes. And I have a 5-pound bag of onions. So where am I going with this? Imagine carrying these things around. Imagine carrying this unforgiveness with you everywhere you go. Right? So right now, these potatoes, they're fresh. But what happens, I don't know if you guys have had a cupboard like mine a time or two in my, 40 years. But you know what happens when you leave, heck, anything. You leave potatoes in a cupboard too long, onions in a cupboard too long, fruit, when it begins to rot. So that's what unforgiveness does to us. You're carrying this thing around. You're not doing nothing with it. You're not doing nothing productive with it. You're not cutting it, replanting it, or anything, right? So you just have to imagine carrying unforgiveness. Look at it as a fruit or a vegetable. Eventually, guess what happens when it get old? It starts to rot. And then when it starts to rot, let's say you have 2 potatoes, and normally it starts with 1. I'm gonna use potatoes, but fruit, apples, oranges, peaches. It starts with 1, but then it begins to spread to the other. And then that begins to go bad or to rot, to smell. And that's what unforgiveness does to us. So my goal, what I was going to do tonight, but I ran out of time because I went and worked out. I was going to write down everybody that I feel I need to forgive. And this forgiveness is not for them. The forgiveness is for me because I'm carrying it. And then God's not going to bless me because he doesn't bless unforgiveness. Now, does he know that this is my Achilles heel? Absolutely. God knows that this is my Achilles heel, right? But I have to. It's up to me to deal with it. So what I am going to do, right? Every potato, I'm starting with the potatoes. But let me tell you what I'm going to do with the onions. Because this is how I visualize it. I have some family members that I need to forgive. And I was going to wrap them in a certain color, like in a napkin or some colored paper, and write the name of that family member. Because it's a visualization. It's a visualization. And the potatoes would be friends or, some other people, but not family. Because to me, the onions, like when you have unforgiveness with your family, that really sucks. Like, no, who wants to really have grief or beef with their family members? I mean, like, I got it. People say, hey, you want to do it? You want smoke? I got it. Whatever energy you bring, I can match it. But really, who wakes up? Like, who really wakes up wanting to be on a lower vibration? And then the other thing is we really miss out on that person. Right? With unforgiveness, we miss out on relationships. And I don't want to miss out on relationships. I really, really, really do not, because it's a transaction. Y'all know I say this all the time. For every time somebody come into your life, they come in your life, they come out, they go out of your life, you meet somebody, it's a transaction. It's something that you are supposed to, it is something that you are supposed to get. And by having unforgiveness, right? Number one, I'm stuck. I'm really stuck because I believe for the most part, a lot of these things that we say are unforgivable, they're forgivable. But when people hurt us, hurt people hurt people. And as the definition said, when we have unforgiveness, like we become bitter and we have a demand for punishment. I'm telling you, like your girl, I want front row seats. I used to want front row seats to pay somebody back, especially if they did some messed up stuff to me. And I'm being 100% honest, because I consider myself to be a pretty decent person. Now I have my moments. I ain't even gonna front. And I normally put myself in timeout, but there have been moments where I was just like, I matched the other people's energy. So I was convicted this morning. The good Lord convicted me 5 o'clock this morning. And he's been working on me about it. And it's what an analogy, right? If unforgiveness, you could pick whatever you want, right? I picked potatoes because they're heavy. Heavy. I didn't pick an apple. I didn't pick an orange because I could eat that. Nobody's noshing on, a potato, like for snack. So I picked the potato because I ain't eating potatoes every day. But so I'm carrying it though, and they're heavy. Potatoes are heavy. But just imagine, like this unforgiveness take its toll on your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, because what's going on in here and in here, it manifests through your body. So I just really wanted to talk about it. I know a lot of people have issues with unforgiveness. And this person did that to me. Let God deal with them. Or let karma, depending on whether you're religious or spiritual, right? It's not for us to pay anybody back. But one thing we have to do is give people grace. Now, if they're a repeat offender, you got to do away with them sometimes. But give people grace. You don't know why they made that decision. You don't know. You just don't know. So with unforgiveness, it's how we feel. But have you stopped and talked about the facts to that person? Because once the facts are laid out, maybe the story will go a little different. Maybe you'll feel a little different. Or some people, some people do still want to be angry. Some people are fixated on being bitter. That's just where their life is. So, that's that one little percentage, right? But for the greater part of us, of society, I know who wants to wake up to drama? Who wants to wake up to negativity? Like you wake up intentionally to be mean, or you on somebody's Facebook page, making sarcastic remarks or not liking a post, but you stalking a post though. or finding fault in their day to day. They might be doing the same to you, but we're not talking about them, right? We're talking about ourselves. And we have to hold ourselves accountable. I got some comments here. Hold on. Okay. Um, we have to hold ourselves accountable for how we treat people, how we treat people. You got facts and you got feelings. Some of this unforgiveness I know it's about feelings. It's not about facts. And then when I look at the facts, I think the way I was feeling, it passed. But is it worth, like, me having unforgiveness first? Is it worth that weight on me? Because I'm telling you, I know the people that I ain't messing with right now. And then their name come across and I kind of like, so if my vibration was high, just seeing that person's name, really, it just, it does something to me. It messes me up for a second. And I know I need to resolve it. I know I need to address it because some people don't want to address it. They, let lying dogs lie, let them but no, every day that we're here, we have purpose. And the purpose is not to be negative, to be bitter, to demand punishment or want restitution. Right? So kind of that's what I'm feeling that we need to do. That's what I need to do. Right? I have this so I'm doing a seminar, right? I'm doing a seminar. It will be within 1 month. All the information will be dropped Monday, where you can register. And inside that seminar and that workbook, it's called the Forgiveness Worksheet. And it laid out everything. It makes you, this is the date the person did it. This is what they did. This is how they made me feel. Did I address it? 4 pages. This thing is good because if you get to the end of that page and you still have an issue, right? Then go back to the Bible, search yourself, and you just keep on, because some things are considered unforgivable. But it's worth the conversation. It's worth the conversation to get it off of your heart, to get it off your chest and be okay. Here's the thing. If you go to somebody like the right way, humble, and say, hey, listen, look, I'm not sure if you're aware, but I feel that there's some beef, stress issues, some distance between us. Do you mind if we talk about it? Might catch them off guard because most people aren't that upfront. And they could say no, but you did your part. And if they say no, you go take it to God and say, hey, God, maybe can you touch them, let them, let God be God. I can't tell you what God gonna do in your situation. However, he's not gonna hold it against you for trying to resolve conflict, because that's what it comes down to. Resolving conflict in a positive way. And then some things we got to let go. Some things we really, really, really have to let go. It's easier to be upset, but think about some of the people that you were like, I will never forgive them. Whatever that was, whenever that was, is it affecting your life right now? If it is, do something about it. That's what being people like, I'm grown. If you're going to be grown, act grown. That's just what I'm here to say. So what I'm doing, right? So literally, so this is my bag. I bought it when I was in California. I was like, oh, it's cute. Spirit was like, get the bag, right? And it was on my dresser until tonight. I was going to get my last year for my birthday. I got a MCM bag. I was going to get like this. It cost like $1,200. I was going to put these onions and these potatoes in my bag to prove the point of, my daughter was like, why would you put that in your, your bag, your designer bag? But the thing is, right? Like, but that's what I'm carrying around with me. We dress all this up, right? Nice bag, nice shoes, you name it, full of unforgiveness. I ain't even gonna talk about any of the other ones. I'm talking about unforgiveness. Um, and we gotta stop it. Beautiful on the outside, full of, for me, not all the way full, but there's some unforgiveness in my heart that so I work through cycles. Okay. So some of the issues I had like 2 years ago, that's been resolved. But we keep on living, things happen, and so this is new stuff. So I really try a couple of times a year um to search myself and to see where I can do better. um and I just wanted to share it with you guys because that's what I'm going to do. So I am so what my next steps, because this is exactly what I would tell my coaching clients. um um oh, Jacqueline said, I carry my potatoes and onions in her Telfar bag. Right. We up here with all the latest this and this. Cute to the world, but it's a part of us because unforgiveness is part of us. Forgiveness is an accessory. We put unforgiveness on just like we put on jewelry, or the men that put on a belt, or they put their wallet in their back pocket. That's unforgiveness. We carry it with us. So it's an accessory. Nobody's saying it's pretty, but we don't put it down. That's the point. You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna hang up unforgiveness tonight while I'm at church, or while I'm on date night, or while I'm at the club. Unforgiveness goes with you everywhere that you go, and it begins to rot who we are. It takes the beauty out of us, either out of our spirit, sometimes even out of our look, because let the wrong person walk past us that we have unforgiveness. You're gonna go from smiling to, right? That ain't cool. So we really have to work on um like really identifying why we have unforgiveness. And I know for me, listen, if you betray me, it ain't no discussion. I'm going to have to like push you I'm going to have to slide you on over to the side and deal with it later. And that's my thing. Okay. So like I told you, everybody has that thing. So it could be 10 pounds, as in a 10-pound bag of potatoes, because I am going to, with these potatoes and with these onions, I'm going to identify, I'm going to write out on the sheet, it's 4 pages, the unforgiveness worksheet, the name of the person. And I'm going to fill that worksheet out and get to the bottom of what it is. So that's it. I really hope you guys got something out of it. I'm excited. I'm excited anytime, because this one this really challenged me. Because with unforgiveness, we're saying that to the other person, that we're not allowing them to make mistakes. And no one's perfect. Lord knows I'm not, and you're not, because and we still got work to do. Because if not, God would have called us home, right? Is that He called us home when our work here is done? So we still got work to do. So for the visual, right? This is a 5-pound bag. Um, just imagine this carrying these potatoes around with you. This is unforgiveness. This could also be jealousy. These potatoes could be hate. It could be envy. Um, it could be a lot of things. Everybody has a different thing. This thing could be gluttony. It could be any of the 7 deadly sins. These could be the lies we tell. This could be how much we gossip. This could be how much we connive. These potatoes, it could be all of them. But just imagine if all the stuff we do, that bad stuff, right? Because it's in us, we just carry it around. And then it rot and it spread, and then it starts stinking, and then you get like the fruit flies or the vegetable flies, and you get the what are those things called? I forgot. Like the stuff that comes out of the like the rotten stuff. I don't even know. I forgot. But anyway, you get all that nasty stuff that comes with it. And we carry it with us. And then when people say something about her, and we be thinking, oh, like, because I'm amazing, and they be like, nah, because a lot of people see through it. A lot of people really, really see through it. So I just want to challenge everybody to search yourself. Search yourself and see, who do you need to forgive? See if you betrayed somebody. Just kind of look at your circle. And I know a lot of people, as a defense mechanism, a lot of people say, well, I don't care, they're not in my circle, but you did something to somebody. How would you feel if someone did something to you and act like, oh, did I do that? Oh, that's what that was? Because that's something else that gets me too. People, I'll be like, damn hell well that you did it. You know it. The goal in living a better life and to having peace and harmony is being a better you. God holds you accountable for you. He don't hold anybody else accountable for you. He don't hold your spouse. He don't hold your mother, your father. He don't hold your kids accountable. Like, that's your stuff. That is your stuff. And the mark of a true person that has matured or is maturing is when you can look back and say, hey, listen, we ain't seeing eye to eye. This avoidance, this, however, whatever the title is, you put it out there because they may not be strong enough or confident enough to come to you. And that's another thing. Sometimes, like, everybody can't take rejection. I mean, would it bother me if I went to somebody and tried to make amends and I'm like, man, bump you? I'd be like, okay. Right. But I also know that took a lot of strength for me to, like, humble myself, to go to the person and in the possibility of being rejected. But God counts all that as good. You doing anything with a clean heart, man, God blessing that. God will bless it every time. And might give you some extra, right? So just think about it. Just think, whatever you're carrying, be it 10 pounds or a ton, it weighs on you. It weighs on your relationships. It weighs on how you see life. It weighs on how you move through life. Because there's some people, I don't even want to be in the same room with them. That's a problem. To not, to give somebody that much control or power. And they probably don't even know they have it. I don't know, right? But if I got an issue with you, give me 7 days. I'm going to be reaching out to you. Hate it or love it, accept the call or not, it's coming from a good place because I need to free myself. I need to free up these amazing bags I got around here for the good stuff, like shopping stuff, not things that will rot if left unattended, that will spoil if left unattended, that will stink, that will fester, that will you mold. Who want to move through the rest of life like that? And you know that you can control it. That's the thing. We can control all of this. Why be mad when you can have peace? Right? We got words. We have resources. And we have God. If you don't know what to say, ask God to give you the words. Ask God to create the opportunity. Ask God to give you the strength. And he'll do it and bless you all along the way. That's where you're winning. Because you are a better you. You don't be where somebody left you, upset, bitter, indignant, wanting restitution, wanting to punish somebody. You never leave yourself where somebody think they left you. Because we're better than that. So choose you. Choose the higher road. Choose the higher vibration. Because it looks better on us. So thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining this session that I have. It's been a minute. We've had, my husband and I, we've had some loss in our family, and my priority for the past 2 months have been just to, be a supportive wife. So thank you all. I'm here. I'm back. You'll be seeing more of me. I love you all. I support you all. Any questions, y'all know how to contact me. And look forward to me dropping this seminar. It's going to be a 4-hour seminar. I want to take up everybody's time. And it'll be a workbook. It's all this stuff, to get us to a better us. Because we coming out this COVID thing. It's time to live. And it's time to live without looking over our shoulder. It's time to live without regrets. It's time to live without the woulda, shoulda, coulda. Like, we got to live the life that God says that we can have. So stay tuned. You can find me on all of my @, all my social media is at Coach in the City, N, not IN, but Coach N as in Nancy, in the city. And you can go to my website, see the services that I offer as a certified life coach. And that is www.coachinthecity.com. I love you all. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the week. And just be better. When you are better, you feel better. Everything is better. And you know that in your heart and your soul that you are doing the right thing, that you're doing the work that some people aren't even built to do right now. But we're going to pray for them, right? All right. So thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. I'll be back probably next Monday. I'll be back next Monday. If not, I might pop in sometime like for 5 minutes or something. If I have if God gives me something to share, I'm going to share it because I have work here to do. And I need to clean up all these little speed bumps I got. Because what he got for me, I don't need to be tripping over these little speed bumps. Hey, this course is set for me, and I am in position to win. And I'm not letting anybody or anything or any situation, nothing ruin what God has for me. So thank you all. Love you all. And I'll talk to you guys next time.